I am live. Apparently, I'm not live on X because it's doesn't want me to. I don't know what's going on with X. Maybe I complained too much about all the bots. Anyway, we're live. We're about to hit a new all-time high, or maybe we already have. It's just kind of getting nuts. Bitcoin market dominance barely dropping. So let's see, where are we at right now? 111,506. Man, what a crazy pump today, folks. Alex, what's going on, man? I've been so busy today, and I've been just grinding. I've been trading, and it's just the last few days. Well, since yesterday, my trading has been terrible. I got into a trade, and then saw something else and told me said that no, it's going to go the other way, and so then I exited my trade that I should have made like $1,000 on, got into a losing trade. Then I slept on it until it came back up. Luckily for me, Asia brought it up through the middle of the night. I woke up and it was close to break even. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to close it. I closed it at like a $60 loss, and then it went up like $400. And I'm like, I'm so ass backwards right now. I'm just going to take a break and chill. I did a little bit this morning, but it's like I'm working on so many different systems and trading. And then I did an experiment with Flux Charts because they're a sponsor, and the indicator's really good. And I did this test this morning, and I'm like, here, Flux Charts just triggered, told me this is an entry to go short. Here the take profit points, and I'm like, I'm just gonna here's it said set your stop loss here. And lo and behold, Bitcoin decides it wants to break new all-time highs today. Totally sends that test into the shitter, makes me and Flux look bad, and it's not, because I've been watching it just nail every target, everything I've been doing all week. Typically, I'm a little like, oh, another indicator, what's the gimmick? But this one has proven to be really damn good. So I'm like, let's show this bad boy off, and let's show it off to call a short during a Bitcoin all-time high. What is the catalyst for today? I don't know. But let's take a look, and we'll look at some of these charts here, and then we'll just probably hang out. Unfortunately, I'm not live on X. So let's see here. Where is this? Yeah, typically it likes it when I'm on a different window first. So where are you at there? There. All right. Okay, I'm gonna have to resize this because I'm using a completely different monitor because I took all my good stuff downstairs. In terms of like my, well, not my good stuff, just my my monitors. I've got those downstairs now. So this is the basic price action right now. Woohoo. I didn't even catch any of this in the trade because I was working on an AI automation instead. And so, yeah, that's basically what's going on. And I'm not even sure the catalyst is today. I think today was some sort of FOMC thing. I know Jerome Powell spoke. I don't know. Is he cutting rates? Is that what's happening? I still don't know. I got a text because a friend of mine basically said, hey, man, you're trading every day now. You're trading all the time. You look into a prop firm. And I'm like, I don't know what a prop firm is. And he explained it all to me and connected me with the owner of this prop firm. And I was just getting things set up. And it's a pretty badass idea. I didn't even know these things existed. I've been seeing people talk about them online, and I'm like, that sounds weird. But no, it's actually pretty damn cool. So I'm not going to talk about it yet. I'm going to mess with it and see how it goes first. Look at this on a 30-minute candle, man. Unbelievable. I've been screwing around, flopping and flipping around in this area. And then I'm like, all right, today I'm going to focus on getting other things done. I'm not even going to get into many trades. I got into like a couple little ones that were no big deal. And then I'm working. And then boom, it decides to blow up. I should have been a part of all of this, and I wasn't. But anyway, how about them apples, man? I mean, and it wicked all the way up to 112,000. Isn't that funny? I do kind of feel like it's a little odd that like everybody's asking about Epstein this and Epstein that, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, look over here, Bitcoin's on new all-time high. So yeah, I want to take a look at some other stuff real quick too. Let me see, what do I have here? I have a whole other window full of stuff. I want to take a look at coin market cap. Oh, it's about to storm, I guess, here. That's not fun. So coin market cap, Ethereum's up 6% on the week. XRP's up 6% on the week. Solana's up 2.4% on the week. I'm not used to seeing that. Cardano's up about 4% on the week. Sui is up 3.4% on the week. I mean, everything's getting a bit of a pump. Stellar Lumens is up 21%. That's interesting. I didn't think I'd see that for a long time. But the thing is that Bitcoin's dominance isn't dropping. So I mean, if I'm to guess, I don't think this is going to last. I think this is just kind of a flash flood, if you will. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I would love to see H-bar is up almost 9%. H-bar's been making some waves lately, I've noticed. So that's pretty dang on cool. Let's see who the top growers are in the last. Is that? Wow, that's. So the top grower in the last, oh, there it is. Virtuals in the last hour is up 4%. Immutable X is up about 3.6%. A bunch of meme coins, Pepe, Dog with Hat. That stuff is blowing my mind. Injective is up about 2.6%. Arbitrum, WorldCoin. That's funny. I'm actually kind of shocked that WorldCoin's up to 90 cents. Isn't WorldCoin the one where you have to go and scan your retina and put all this bio data into a database and they give you some tokens for it? Oh man, everybody can't wait for the super surveillance state that's ran by AI all over the place. ASA, Artificial Superintelligence Alliance, it's 70 cents. Filecoin is up 2.17%. So, I mean, everything's getting some pumpage, which is nice, but I'm not seeing anything that's telling me it's alt season yet. This is all pretty standard fare, man. I feel like when altcoins are running like 20%, you know, when Cardano's back above 80 cents, you know, I just feel like there's so much suppression going on right now, man. I mean, there really is. I don't know if you think so or not, but this is all so suppressed, and it's like, I can see it. You can see it. You can feel it. You just know everything is different. And I just think that they're suppressing this market because they're getting their entries for these funds. They don't really care what the price is tomorrow. This is all a control play. In my humble opinion, I mean, this all just feels like a control play. Somebody was telling me the other day, they're like, look at this meme coin. How's this meme coin blowing up faster than Cardano? I'm like, because the institutions don't give a shit about that meme coin. They're not suppressing the price of it. I mean, that's the way I look at it. I mean, you see the new Grayscale, you know, all that business going on, and they're accumulating. And I think Cardano's like 18.5% of their total holdings at this point and growing. And it's just like, man, all these big whales and institutions that are accumulating this stuff, they don't want to accumulate Cardano at $6. They want to keep this shit down. They want to keep it down so they can accumulate it, because the more they can accumulate it at the low, the more profits, the more fees, the more everything they're going to make off of it when it gets to $6, $10, $15, whatever it is. So, you know, it's like, I'm not surprised really at this point. And every time I see the institutions touching something, I'm like, you know, okay, so that's not going anywhere for a while. I know everybody's like, oh, the institutions, they're going to ape in with billions of dollars. And it's like, yeah, over the counter, while they're suppressing the price of it so it doesn't jack up on them overnight. I saw somebody ask about ICP. You know, ICP, it's up to $5, up 5.4% on the daily. So even ICP's doing all right now. So, I mean, everything is improving. Bitcoin dominance is still, it's at 64.1%. So, you know, this just isn't blowing my skirt back yet. I want to see Bitcoin dominance really be dropping. Yeah, I want to see Bitcoin dominance really be, I want to see it dropping. This isn't anything. This is like, okay, it's a new all-time high. It's something cool for conversation, but it's not actually doing anything. I mean, it's a couple grand that I'm sure is probably going to fall back down here in the not so distant future. I would love to be going live like, oh my gosh, you guys, this is insane. This is so great. Here we go. I need more than this at this point. This is all just easy money. This is all easy manipulation. This isn't a big deal. I literally watch market makers move Bitcoin's price. I mean, all over the place. And I've been listening to these audio books and all this stuff, understanding like volume profiles and how market makers look at things, the software they use, and it's like, I just what do I want it to do? Like, what do I want Bitcoin to do? I don't really care about what Bitcoin does in the moment. I care about Bitcoin's dominance falling to 40% and pumping these altcoins so everybody can eat again. That's what I want. All this stuff just isn't that big of a deal. 5% pump. Dude, that's a Tuesday. That's just not a big deal. I'm sorry, it's just not. And the thing of it is until we start seeing Bitcoin's dominance falling and getting back down to like 60%, 55%, we start seeing it start to drop while the price is rising. We know we're closing in on the peak of the market, and the altcoin markets and all the top assets in the altcoin world, all these power layer ones, all this stuff. When they're starting to double, triple, quadruple in valuation because of the liquidity flowing out of Bitcoin because people see the end is near. I mean, that's when I'm like, okay, now we're moving. Crow, didn't you say ADA needs an advertising department as a D rep? Has anything come up? Not that I'm aware of. I mean, honestly, everything is so cloudy in the crypto system right now. And, you know, I had this big old chat with Charles last night. Didn't go very well. And he thought I was being mean to him. And I'm like, I'm not being mean to you, man. I'm just telling you straight up. I'm like, I don't really know how many people outside of trolls tell Charles like the truth, whether he wants to hear it or not. And, you know, the reality for me is I respect the hell out of Charles. I mean, you know, we're all human. But yeah, I watched some of the Sean Ryan interview, and it was really good. I haven't finished the whole thing. I've been really busy, but you know, Charles did a hell of a job. It was definitely the best interview he's done. But it's just, you know, when I go on Twitter or X, I hate calling it X. It's such a stupid name. Sorry, Elon, but you know, it's as stupid as all the bots that plague every post I make on that platform. But it's just so much negativity, man. And there's so much back and forth. And when I finally saw Charles post something positive about the Cardano Foundation, I about shit myself. I'm like, oh my God. And then immediately the comments were like, oh my God, the world is changing. Or like, there are all these comments like, what's happening? You know, a new man is born and all this other stuff. And I'm like, you know, it's about time, because, you know, all of the drama just drowns out all of the positivity. And this is one of the comments that Charles made to me. He was just like, you know, everybody blames me for everything, and everybody's mad at me about something. And he's like, what? Nothing's good enough. Nothing's good enough. And I'm like, it's not that. It's not that things aren't good enough. You know, a lot of people blame him because the price of Cardano isn't $5 yet. I'm like, I don't blame you for that. I'm like, I don't really think anybody actually does. Not anybody that understands what's happening. It's not his fault that Cardano's not $5 right now. Nothing in the market is up right now. All the institutions are accumulating their Bitcoin and fucking with the market. I mean, that's all there is to it. Cardano's going to have its time like everything else will. It's coming. We just don't know exactly when. What's happening right now, isn't it? This is just, to me, this is just not that big a deal. I'm not sure what's happening to my video. That's interesting. It's just, what is happening to my video? That's so weird. Psychedelic effects, man. Ooh. So yeah, I don't even know what to do, because that would make me sick if I'm looking at that for too long. So I'm just going to shut that off. I think maybe my whole system needs a reboot or something, maybe. I'm not sure. But anyway, what I'm getting at is that, he just thinks the world's mad at him and everybody blames him for everything. And I'm like, no, man. I'm like, it's just all the negativity. I'm like, a lot of the stuff, if Cardano was at $5 or Cardano was much higher right now, then people would be able to just shrug off a lot of the nonsense, but when everything feels so flimsy and weak and like, nothing's happening in the altcoin world, everybody's worried about the sky falling tomorrow, and then when you go to X and you just see constant flame wars back and forth, I'm like, it's just killing the vibe. It's just killing everybody's spirit. And when everybody's spirit is down, they're not noticing a lot of the positivity going on. And so it's like, no, it's not that it's not enough. It's just, it's drowned out by all the bullshit. It's drowned out by all the noise, all of the negativity, all of the back and forth, all the shot calling and the revenge posting. And I'm not just saying Charles, I mean, just everyone. And quite honestly, I feel like it's, I feel like a lot of it is on purpose. I feel like a lot of people troll Charles on purpose because they're just trying to sink and create problems in the ecosystem that they're afraid of. That's all. And it works to some extent, as sad as it is. Man, my video is so jacked. I wonder if I turn this off and back on, because this camera's been on now for, I don't know. No, still green. I don't know. Maybe something's heated up in there and it just needs to stay off for a while. It's probably what I'll do. I'll just shut the camera off for a while. But anyway, am I tripping, or is Crow's video flashing colors? I think it's whatever you just took, Oren, whatever that. It's not me, man. I'm imperfect. AI rig complex looking good too. People troll because no other time can they get the attention of a billionaire. It's just, yeah, there is some of that too. And I should have made that a point in the conversation I had with him last night. I mean, we did not end the conversation on good terms. I'll just tell you that straight up. But I'm not a grudge holder, honestly. I still respect him. Hold on. I think the way I talk in texting comes off a little with a different tone than I think I intend, because a lot of what I say is kind of tongue-in-cheek, being funny, and sometimes in text I think I can come off as like a really abrasive asshole. That's like, but it's like we were gonna have a call but it never happened, and like he wasn't necessarily happy about my ex post, and he's like, you really chewed me up and kicked the shit out of me. I'm like, no, I didn't, dude. I was just being honest. I was being honest across the board. And I've had a lot of people tell me, like in private, that post was amazing. Shit, everything's falling apart up here. What is happening? Now my microphone just fell down. I don't know, man. Am I supposed to just stop talking today already? Maybe I just won't touch the microphone. But everybody's like, dude, that was so fair and balanced and so real. And, I've had so many compliments on that. But, there's a lot that I could say. I'm not... But it does suck that the conversation went the way it did. But, you guys know how I am. I just call it as I see it. And I mean nothing but the best for everyone, including Charles. But things got to get better. And that's really all it boils down to. And that is a good point that you brought up, that some people just like to troll Charles because it's the closest they get to somebody of that kind of stature and wealth and you know, whatever you want to call it. And so, yeah, I mean, that's true. And I've had people on Twitter, on YouTube, shit all over me. And then I just respond and I'll just laugh or something. I won't get mad, and I don't like, oh, you're an asshole. I'll just chuck it up like, you know, that was pretty funny, but like, you know, you're wasting your time. And then they'll immediately comment back and say, I'm just fucking with you, man. I'm a huge fan for a long time. I just wanted to see if you'd respond. And it's like there's definitely some sort of weird thing that people do when they want to feel like they exist to someone else. And so, and for whatever reason, it's like, yeah, being rude is I don't know, it's what people notice, because we all have egos. And when we feel like somebody's bruising our ego, one of the first things that we want to do is react, and we want to fight back, and we want to do things that we know are not necessarily in our best interest. But, you know, when you're basically responsible effectively for a lot, I mean, you're not, like, Charles is not responsible for the lives of all the investors. That's not what I'm trying to say. But what I'm saying is that, like, I remember when Elon Musk was on Joe Rogan and smoked, he took a couple hits of weed, and the stock dropped dramatically. Like, if you guys remember that. And you don't always laugh it off. One time you blocked me, LOL. I may have. Sometimes I just block people and ignore it altogether. It just kind of depends. Just for a different opinion. You're not allowed to have a different opinion than mine on my channel. It's like that's just how it is. That's how it is. You're not allowed to think differently. You're not allowed to say anything that I don't say myself. That's just how I roll. No, obviously, I've had a lot of people with varied opinions in this channel. I do not block them. I think it's sometimes people get really, really abrasive or shitty for no reason, and I just block them because I don't have time for the energy. But yeah, it's all good. Somehow you got back, so I don't know. So anyway, it's like, I don't know. Charles thinks I was kicking him and I was trying to beat him up. And I wasn't at all. I genuinely just, you still love me? Well, I still love you too. I appreciate it. But I mean, obviously you're an example. Hello, haha. Yes, I was in Puerto Rico. I know how to pronounce the J. But you know, like you're obviously a prime example, and this is a part of what I was trying to get across to Charles. Is just like, not everybody trolling you is the enemy, and like not every comment is worth a rebuttal. Like you just got to let shit bounce and let shit go and do what you have to do in private. You know, I know that there were people out there that made a lot of big, bold, disgusting claims about Charles, and that weren't true. And, you know, yeah, when you're talking about shit like that, man, sue the hell out of them. Like, but you don't necessarily have to give everyone a play-by-play about it either. Like, you're flexing. It just creates a bad look. It's just not good. And like, you know, it's basically what BitBoy did. Like, if we want to be real about it, I mean, and BitBoy did the same stuff where he's just like fighting everybody, and then he got paranoid and like he thought the whole world was out to get him, and you know, he was just defending his ego and his honor and his pride at every turn, and it just swallowed him. I mean, that's it. It just swallowed him. And I tried having so many talks with Ben, and you know, I used to think that I was, I don't want to say close. I mean, at one point I felt like I was fairly close with Ben. But I mean, once his channel blew up and his head got bigger than his car, I mean, it's just like everything changed. And I always kept giving him the benefit of the doubt. My wife would be like, you got to let him go. He's gone. Like, he's not going to be the same person. He's never going to be the same person. You need to let him go. And I'm like, oh, he's fine. He's fine. You know, it's all new to him. I used to make excuses for him all the time. But the more I would see what was happening, I would have little chats with him, be like, look, man, you got to get your shit together. And, you know, and every once in a while he would thank me and be like, you know, nobody, you know, tells me this kind of stuff. I appreciate it. Much respect and all that. And then other times, you know, he'd think I was out to get him. And it was just like, you know, dude, nobody's out to get you, man. Like, you're creating your own boogeyman. Where is Ben now? Is he in jail? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Apparently he's still locked up somewhere, but I guess I saw something recently that said he was posting videos. So I really don't know. I don't know. I'm not even 100% sure what he did. I think it had something to do with a judge or whatever. So, I mean, it's all sad, but listen, I feel like we are in such a prime position, and you know, I love Cardano, and it's like, it doesn't matter if Charles and I have a disagreement, and it doesn't matter what I think. Honestly, what matters to me is he's done a hell of a job building Cardano, and he deserves a lot of respect. And you know, it's like, we're all human beings. All of us are flawed. We all have our issues, and it's you know, you can't, you know, like until you've walked in someone's shoes, it's very difficult to understand, you know. And that's what I always try to understand when I'm communicating or when I'm around people, is I always try to put myself in their situation. But that's also why I try to shed light on things from a new perspective for people. And sometimes it's not something that they want to hear, you know, and sometimes it can feel very damning. But I feel like the more we look inward, the more sense, you know, we make. I mean, I hear the same kind of stuff from my wife. You know, she tells me how it is, and she's very self-reflective, and she's very much all about finding peace, maintaining her peace and her balance, and all of that. So, you know, I feel like I was trying to share some of that, but it came off, I don't know, maybe it came off differently than I intended it to. Like I felt like I just really needed to get some truth out. I really needed to put things into perspective. And basically what it all boiled down to was, you know, stop adding insult to injury. Like, everyone's hurting right now in this market, and there's so many people that are big believers in this project. We're big believers in Midnight, and we're done with the drama. And I get a lot of messages from people telling me, like, man, I don't know how long, like, everything is negative. I'm tired of reading this. And are you still holding strong? And what are your thoughts on that? And do you talk to him? Does he say anything? Like, is anything going to change? Like, and, you know, it's just like, first of all, I'm not the middleman to Charles Hoskinson. He really does not give a shit what I say, just for future reference. So if I get messages after this video, like, it's just, he just does not care what little old YouTuber says. And that's just the reality of it. I think he feels that just, you know, I don't know, like, maintaining an open line of communication is like a major favor or something. And it's like, you know, it is what it is. But I'm not somebody that you guys should all be blowing up and trying to, you know, convince me to convince Charles of things. It didn't work out. Let's put it that way. Short-term probability, but I'm not sure what you're referring to. Does Midnight Airdrop claim is actually active? No, it has not begun yet. I saw the site and guidelines and can't find the actual site. Night claim portal to claim, and how can I claim? Well, none of that stuff is active yet. The Midnight Airdrop claim, none of that's active. So if you're seeing any of that, it's already, there's just scams and fakes and everything popping up. You know, there are, I will, when it goes active, I will of course be here with the actual links. I will make sure that the links are the right links, and you'll be able to find the links that you need. But yeah. I know it'd be nice if my camera worked. I really have no clue. I didn't even realize that my camera has been on now for probably a month up here. I don't think I've ever turned it off. I probably should have just ran some sort of live stream. I just turned it on again. I'll see. I doubt it works. If anything, my computer might need a full reboot. I'm not sure. Yeah, see, it's all whacked out. Wah, 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 wah. Make sure you guys sign up to cryptocrow.io, will ya? I've been putting out all kinds of stuff, man. And that's a part of what I was working on a lot this morning, is plans, schedule for new content. If you're in the mortgage business, make sure you join the mortgage loan officer tier. It's $5 a month. Just join it. You're going to learn a lot. You'll probably end up making more in an hour after you're done reading even this first article. There's going to be a new one every week, and it's going to teach you how to be like the best loan officer you've ever been, plain and simple. It's basically everything I did and everything I know about breaking sales records in the mortgage business with real estate agents. So there's all kinds of stuff. There's a different tier for everything, or for like just $15, you'll get access to literally everything I put out. Some of it you'll care about, some of it you won't, but there's going to be value. Especially when I get started with this prop firm stuff. This is going to be big, man. This one here, Vibe Code, a trading bot. Yes, you, as long as you're not in the United States. So I give you a breakdown on how to build your own trading bot using a very specific strategy that I had come up with. And yeah, it's Charles using remote fuggery to mess with your broadcast. You really ticked him off. No, I mean, you know, I may have ticked him off. I don't know. I don't know. I personally don't hold grudges. Plus, I was really exhausted when we had the chat. Some of it was, I'm sure, my fault. So I'm not blaming Charles. It's like, that's why you try to have, I feel like the chat that we had was something that should have been done in person. Because without being able to really feel the vibe coming from the person saying XYZ, you just take it however your mind sees it. And so it can really fuck with things. And it did quite a bit. But, you know, it is what it is, man. You know, I feel like things had to be said. He's either going to take some of it to heart or he won't. I don't know if it's coincidence or not, but like I noticed that very shortly after the conversation, he posted something positive about Cardano Foundation. And that was after he made it very clear to me that I could go fuck myself. He didn't say that. Don't freak out. He didn't say that, but it was very obvious he was done with the conversation. But then he posted something positive about Cardano Foundation, and everybody's like, holy shit, what's going on? Like, and I'm like, you know what? Then it was all worth it. If we could just start turning this ship around, it doesn't necessarily matter if Cardano's price goes up tomorrow. Of course, that would be great for everyone, but that's not the end all be all. What the end all be all right now is everybody being on some kind of similar page, like the same page. We all need to be working together, man. Like, what's done is done. Like, you've got IOHK, there's Cardano Foundation, there's Emergo. It's like, okay, you don't think everybody's doing their roles right. Well, what are their roles supposed to be, and how do you fix it? It's definitely not like public Twitter battles every day. Like, that's not the way to go. You're supposed to be the CEO of this company and a little trifecta of development and growth for an international fucking powerhouse of a blockchain. And you guys, it's like the only way you can communicate is like yelling at each other on X. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's like, what? I don't know. It just doesn't seem right. So, hey, Crow, good to see you live again this week. Yeah, 100%. And I don't know how many of you guys are active traders, but you guys definitely need to check out the link below for Flux Charts. I'm going to be doing more testing after this new all-time high that totally screwed this first test. It really sucks too, because I was doing this test and it's like my Flux Charts triggered right here with the short, and I went ahead and I went short, and then I set my stop loss like all the way up here, and man, if it's not the day Bitcoin wants to hit a new all-time high. And I'm like, I know there was stuff about the FOMC, and I know there was stuff going on, but it just kicked me in the teeth. So I'm gonna do a few more tests, and I'm probably gonna do different tests based on triggers from different time frames, and then we'll see how that works out. But I really do like this flux indicator, and this test did not do it any justice. This is the wrong day. Just unplug your camera and plug it back in. Yeah, I can try that real quick. Give me just a second. I'll see. I've already been live 30 minutes. Where it is. Is this it? I feel like sometimes this thing just bugs out every now and then. Oh, wait, what is that? Hold on. Why? Now I'm gone. I don't know what happened. Oh boy, oh boy. Well, I don't know why it's like that. And there, now you can talk to the MTC. I think it just freeze framed or something. Jeez, oh Pete's, man. Why can't anything work right? Black magic. I think that my software is bugged out is what's happening, because it's not even letting me select stuff. Oi. Bookmap rules them all, my humble opinion. Yeah, that's on my list, actually. I've already got it, and I'm getting ready to start loading up and how to use that, because I know that Bookmap is what a lot of the market makers use to wreck everybody's face. So I'm going to be doing that, and I'm going to be putting tutorial videos on Crow's Nest. And I think I'm going to start doing some Cardano native asset reviews as well, by request, because there are people in my community, in my Crow's Nest community. They're like, can you start posting some of that stuff here? And so I'm going to start posting videos. I'm going to start doing that. I might try to do one a week if I can. And I'm going to start doing, I'll publish them to my website, and then they'll be on my website for about a week before they go public on YouTube. And I think that's going to be a really big deal, because I'm going to start doing some deep dives into some of these Cardano native assets and figure out, because like I've been missing the boat on Strike. I wish I haven't been paying attention, but I definitely think now's the time I start. And so that's the plan, man. So, well, I feel really weird talking with all my equipment all battered up like this, because I've been jerking stuff around trying to figure out what to keep here, what to take to the other room. So everything's just all out of whack. So I'm going to call it here. But hey, congratulations, new all-time high for those of you that are deciding to listen and talk and watch my empty frozen photo. You're very loyal fans. I appreciate you. Until next time, crow your coins. I'll be much better prepared next time. Thanks for joining me.